What's up, YouTube? This is the Blue Eyes channel today with a Dark Magician deck profile. This deck is an updated profile and is actually a little bit more consistent, a little bit better than my last build. This deck profile is the reason why I like to play Dark Magician even more, because of how much I can rely on so much stuff. So, hope you guys enjoy. So, starting with the monster lineup, we want to run 3 copies of Dark Magician. Card is absolutely amazing. This is obviously your core of the deck. This is what makes the deck run, and really is really good because you want to focus on this card. This card is really good while it's in your graveyard. So this card you want to send to your graveyard and stuff with as much as you can, or you want to have it in your hand for other support cards that we'll get into in a minute. You want to run 3 copies of Chocolate Magician Girl. The reason why is you can discard 1 spellcaster monster to draw a card. So drawing into Dark Magician, drawing into Palladium Oracle Mahad. This card is absolutely amazing, and when this card is attacked, if your opponent wants to attack it, you can special 1 spellcaster monster from your graveyard, force your opponent to attack that, and then having your opponent's monsters attack. So it also has a somewhat decent defensive maneuver. So defensive mechanics, sorry. 3 copies of Berry. The reason why I play Berry is because, well, when you normal summon, you can search out Chocolate. If this card's attack, guys, you can bring out like Dark Magician Girl, you can bring out Apple. Really useful. More of a defensive card than anything else, but don't worry about its low attack points and defense points, guys. This card gets changed to defense position. Unless your opponent has piercing, you really don't have to worry about damage. So three copies of Palladium Oracle Mahad. Obviously, I told you guys what you can do with Chocolate, and you want to draw this card out. So with Chocolate, discard a spellcaster, draw a card. Oh, I draw Palladium. Okay, effect, special summon. And that's a free level 7, so if Dark Magician's in your graveyard, activate like Eternal Soul's effect to special summon Dark Magician, bam, quick overlay. Or if you want to link summon, you can do that as well. So really nice. 3 copies of Magician's Rod. This card is absolutely amazing. This card searches out your main spells and traps like Eternal Soul, Dark Magical Circle, upon normal summon. So you want to see this card in your hand, in your opening hand. Run 2 copies of Magician of Dark Illusion. The reason why I run 2 copies is because this card is treated as Dark Magician while on the field, not in your hand or not in your graveyard. So really the only way ideal way to special summon this is cards like Dark Renewal or Magician's Navigation. So you can bring out, it's a free level 7 material for Xyz summoning or link summoning. So that's why I run 2. 2 copies of Apprentice Illusion Magician. This card's actually pretty amazing. The only reason why I run 2 is because you can discard 1 card to special summon it and then get Dark Magician to your hand. However, ideally the cards you want to discard that you want to go for is Dark Magician himself, because you can use Eternal Soul to just special summon, and then like you can do things off of that. So that's why I run 2 copies of her. She's also a high level monster, so if you don't discard, you have to tribute. So that's why I run 2. 2 copies of Apple. The reason I run 2 and not 3 is because this card is destroyed. And there's 1 in your graveyard, you can return up to 3. So you can return Apple, Chocolate, Berry, and you can have those in your hands. So there's kind of a loop there for graveyard recursion. I run 2 just because if your opponent attacks into her, she says special level 5 or lower spellcaster monsters. So it's not really about the defensive mechanic, it's all about the graveyard recursion. So that's why there's 2. And then 1 copy of Dark Magician Girl to round off our monster lineup. If you're running Berry and your opponent attacks into Berry, you could bring her out. However, I recommend doing that when 3 Dark Magicians are in your graveyard, so you can power up to 2900. Really amazing. Now going to our traps, we have 3 copies of Eternal Soul. This card is absolutely amazing. This card is basically your main card for Graveyard Recursion for Dark Magician to bring it back, and then popping off effects like Dark Magical Circle to banish stuff, and protecting your Dark Magicians by making them unaffected. If your opponent, however, destroys this card, it destroys all monsters you control. So ideally, if you have 2 in your hand, you can have 1 set somewhere, and hope your opponent doesn't destroy it. If your opponent destroys this first because they don't like this, destroy all your monsters. Your opponent tries to attack, activate Eternal Soul, unless you're facing like Ancient Gears or something where you can't activate traps, but that's when you want to. It's all about timing. It's all about how you play this card. 3 copies of Magician's Defense. Now, I know what you guys are thinking, that this card doesn't stack and it just protects your life points. Ideally, you just want 1 in your hand. Don't worry about the other 2. The reason why I'm saying that is because I also run 1 copy of Magical Hats. And yes, you heard me correctly, I am run 1 copy of Magical Hats. The reason why is if your opponent attacks, you can choose the other 2 from your deck, special summon them with your monsters. And if your opponent is wants to continue the attack, will affect when this card is destroyed, special summon a spellcaster from your graveyard. So there's that. And if your opponent just decides to end their turn, well, they still get destroyed, sent to grave, popping off their effects. So that's the reason why I'm running 3. And again, protecting your life points, having the damage you take so you don't get like OTK'd or something, because guys, your opponent could actually bait your Chocolate Magician Girl or your Berry because considering it's a once per turn effect, so it's a pretty decent backup. 3 copies of Dark Renewal. These are the cards that help. One of the couple card names that help you get your Magician of Dark Illusion going, because if your opponent summons a monster, you send that monster and your monster to the graveyard to special summon a Dark Spellcaster monster. So from your deck or graveyard. That's how I run 3. 3 copies of Black Illusion. This card I like just because it protects Dark Magician. If your opponent's trying to kill your Dark Magician, you can run these or activate these to protect your Dark Magician or whatever. But I run 2 just because it's just for protection purposes. We run 2 copies of Magician's Navigation. I want to run 3, but then again, it's only good if you have Dark Magician in your hand or something. So special summon Dark Magician from your hand, especially on level 7 or lower Dark Spellcaster, so you can get the Magician of Dark Illusion. I believe that's its name. So yeah. And then, like I said, guys, the Magical Hats for the Magician's Defense combo. Going off to our spells, we don't really have many spells. We just have 2 copies of Dark Magical Circle. This card is absolutely amazing. This card is searchable through Magician's Rod. It's the reason why I'm running 2 is because I feel like at 3, you don't want to have like multiple just flooding your back row, but you can easily search it with Rod. So when you get Rod, you can just add it to your hand. So it's amazing. And last but not least, I run the Field Spellseeker Village of Spellcasters. This card I would probably side deck instead of main deck, but if you control spellcasters and your opponent doesn't, they cannot activate spell cards, so it's somewhat of a lockdown strategy. We're going to go off to our extra deck, guys. This deck actually isn't completed, but I decided to throw some things together, like Underclock Taker for Cause Effect Monsters, Totem Bird, because if you have like Apple Magician Girl on the field, you can already send it to the graveyard and protect your cards from card effects. Utopia, and then get Utopia the Lightning. Big Eye for stealing and stuff. Red Eyes Flare, because why not? Ebon High Magician, 2 copies of that, 3 copies of Ebon Illusion for special summoning and banishing special summon Dark Magician from the deck, and then you can work off of there. So that is it, guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give me a thumbs up. Please click that like button and please subscribe so I can deliver some more Yu-Gi-Oh content, and hopefully you guys will enjoy those as well. So thank you for watching.